Welcome to Hunter Host Vlogs. Hi, and it's been a while. We've had a lot of really stressful things going on around the house, but we're trying to make videos. Yeah, so welcome back. 20-week ultrasound. I was counting down the days. It was literally the day after my birthday in 2017 of last year. And I was like, oh, I wish it would have been my birthday. This would have been such a cool gift. But it was still close, so I was like, that's cool. I normally take the week off of my birthday. It's an ongoing joke at work, but yeah. So the day after we went, and they didn't tell us at the ultrasound. I had to call my doctor a few hours later, and since I do cakes and all that, I was like, I'm gonna do a cupcake reveal. I had these cute little stickers. I might put the picture up here of what it looked like. They said twinkle twinkle little star and boy or girl on them. They were so cute. And yeah, so I put blue icing in the middle of those because we found out it's a boy. Evan was so ecstatic. He was like jumping him down. He's like, oh my god, it's a boy. We go and we deliver all of these cupcakes. We had 24 cupcakes done up. We deliver all the cupcakes. Everyone is so excited. So at this point in my pregnancy, I was in the second trimester. I was still taking diclectin. I took diclectin until I gave birth. Because if I didn't take it, I would end up throwing up on the floor, which I missed one occasionally, and I would just throw up. So I ended up getting into my third trimester is where I started to totally pop. My belly started to show. I'll try and put another picture here. And it was getting super exciting. I was getting nervous. We had the baby shower and it was so much fun. I am so glad everyone came. We had between 60 and 70 people. It was awesome. I love our families and friends so much. It was great. And I went for a gestational diabetes test. I ended up having gestational diabetes. So literally every week I was going to the IWK. I found out I had gestational diabetes. Then I had to get my needles. I had to get my insulin. I had to prick my finger. I had to do the needles in my belly. It was sad. I was really upset about that. But what can you do? And so I made the best of it. Evan even said, I am brave for doing that because it's tedious and sucks. So that happened. Then I found out, 2 weeks after I found out I had gestational diabetes, it was probably around 34, 35 weeks, I find out, okay, now you're going to start having weekly ultrasounds at 36 weeks, and then you're going to be induced. And I was like, what do you mean I'm going to be induced? I was all excited for the whole, oh, my water's going to break, I'm going to go in and I'm going to have a baby. I guess it doesn't happen as much as people think it does. And it's going to be in the middle of the night is what I thought. No, I ended up in the hospital, getting induced. But to backtrack for a second, I had the worst leg pains, muscle spasms in the middle of the night. Evan would have to help me. I would just wake up in the middle of the night with the worst spasm ever. And Evan would have to help me out of bed. We would get up. They were the worst pains. My leg, I can still feel where I got them in my leg. So, 39 weeks and 2 days, this mama ends up being induced. So they started with a Cervidil, which is a shoestring drug they just put up to your cervix to ripen it. I wasn't dilated at all, of course. He would have came super late probably. I wasn't dilated. They did the Cervidil. 24 hours later, they wanted to do another Cervidil. So they did. A few hours goes by. They insert a balloon catheter because I made it to 1 centimeter. balloon catheter fellow didn't do anything the first time. Second balloon catheter is inserted the next day at 10 a.m. Just enough to put it in. They put in 2 balloons. I did not like that. I was sore. The doctor who did it, that was at the hospital, hurt my feelings because I told her I just had 2 Cervidils. I'm super sore. Anyone who's had a Cervidil will know how sore it makes you. They were just poking and prodding me. I was done. I was done. And so I ended up getting the 2 balloons and catheter in. Then a few hours goes by, they check me. No progress really. Come 7 o'clock, I was in the tub from 10 a.m. to 7. I was eating chicken broth, popsicles, and Jell-O. And so they also put the IV in me before I got in the tub. Forget what drug that's called, but it's also to help the process go faster. What a sad moment. I ended up, after laboring from 10 a.m. to about 9, I got my epidural. And then life happens. The nurse that covered my nurse who had been with me all day's break for a half an hour looked at the computer monitor and said, something's not right. And I was like, what do you mean something's not right? Like, I just got my epidural. What do you mean something's not right? I was having the worst contractions prior to the epidural. I had gotten to a 5 just before epidural. My water broke after the epidural, literally 5-10 minutes. A doctor comes in. She gets a doctor to come in right away. Checks me. She feels my little baby's fingers when she checks me. I was heartbroken, to say the least. I was hoping for a vaginal birth. Didn't happen. My boyfriend was out at the car at the time, so I call him. I'm like, this baby's coming in 20 minutes. And he's like, what? So he runs back. They suit him up in the blue suit. He has a big beard, so he had to have a beard net. They couldn't find a beard net, so he had to put a hat on it. It was a whole big thing. And a C-section happens. I was upset, but I wanted what was best for myself and what was best for Carson. And so that was what happened, and it was not fun. I mean, I was cold. It's cold when you have one. I don't know if it's always like that. I was so cold. I was so upset. I couldn't even hold my baby when he was born, and that really hurt. But I mean, it happened the way it did. He ended up being born at 11:26, November 10th, 11:26 p.m., just before November 11th. So he was a November 10th baby. If I would have labored, he would have been born the next day had I gone through with the normal labor. But I'm glad it happened the way it did. My baby boy is healthy. He's here. I had to stay from Wednesday to Monday when I had him. I was ready to leave. I had a mean nurse that hurt my feelings, hurt Evan's feelings. We were done with our stay. We wanted to go home. We were ready to go home. And it was the right time to go home. I have another little visitor, my little puppy. But that's my story. So thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, or subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching Hunter Host Vlogs.